Welcome back to Pop Flashback. I'm Rick Smalls,
And I'm Tina Boucher.
and we are diving deep today into the premiere of Friends.
One of TV's most iconic sitcoms.
It really is. How did it get there?
I know, right?
We're going to explore its journey and its impact and why it continues to resonate with audiences even today.
Friends really captured a moment in time, the 1990s, and the experiences of young adults navigating life, love, and careers in a city like New York.
For those who may be unfamiliar, Friends centers around 6 20-something characters.
Well, right.
Each character brought their own unique quirks and complexities to the group.
Absolutely.
You have Rachel, who leaves her fiancé at the altar
Oof.
and starts a new life with her high school friend Monica,
Yeah.
a chef known for her competitive nature and love of cleanliness.
And who could forget Ross,
Monica's brother,
a paleontologist,
with a long-standing crush on Rachel.
adding that classic will they won't they tension to the show.
Yes.
Then there's Phoebe, the free-spirited masseuse and musician, always bringing a touch of the unexpected with her quirky songs and outlook on life.
And let's not forget Joey
The struggling actor with a heart of gold and a penchant for dating.
and Chandler,
The sarcastic friend with a dry wit.
working a corporate job he secretly loathes.
This diverse mix of personalities is one of the reasons Friends became so relatable.
It really is.
But I'm curious, what were the creators, David Crane and Marta Kauffman, initially aiming for? Did they set out to create a cultural phenomenon?
Well, they actually began with a different concept altogether.
Oh.
They called it Insomnia Cafe, drawing inspiration from their own post-college experiences in New York City.
So how did they go from sleepless nights to coffee at Central Perk?
Well, they pitched the idea to NBC,
Okay.
and it caught the attention of Warren Littlefield, who was looking for a show about young adults navigating life and forming those surrogate families.
Ah,
It fit perfectly with the network's vision for a new kind of sitcom.
that makes sense. That theme of chosen family really resonated with audiences, and it's something we still see in sitcoms today.
Absolutely. But even finding the right title for the show was a journey in itself.
Really?
They went through several options, from Insomnia Cafe to Friends Like Us,
Wow.
and even 6 of 1 before finally landing on the simple yet perfect title, Friends.
It's amazing how sometimes the simplest ideas are the most impactful.
You got it?
But what about the actors who brought these characters to life?
Yeah.
That casting for Friends is legendary.
Absolutely.
Was it a straightforward process, or were there any surprises along the way?
The casting was actually quite an interesting process.
Oh.
David Schwimmer was the first to be cast with the role of Ross, seemingly written specifically for him.
It's hard to imagine anyone else as Ross now, isn't it?
Yeah,
His portrayal is so iconic.
it really is. But here's a twist. Courtney Cox, who we all know and love as Monica,
Yeah.
actually initially auditioned for the role of Rachel.
Really?
I know, right?
That's surprising, but she clearly saw something special in Monica
Yeah.
and convinced the creators she was the perfect fit.
Exactly. And then we have Matt LeBlanc, who brought a different, more heartwarming spin to Joey than originally intended.
Really?
The writers initially envisioned Joey as a bit more cynical and sharp,
Oh,
but LeBlanc's interpretation added a layer of endearing naivete and goofy charm to the character.
it's fascinating how actors can shape a role and bring their own unique perspectives to the table. Did this happen a lot during those early days of filming?
It definitely seems like the actors had a lot of input and helped shape the characters into who they became, and over the course of 10 seasons, this show evolved quite a bit, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Friends wasn't an overnight success. It started with fairly standalone episodic storylines and then gradually evolved to incorporate more serialized arcs, allowing for deeper character development and exploration of relationships.
That evolution is so key to understanding the show's long-lasting impact. And we'll dive deeper into that in the next part of our deep dive. But for now, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on the early critical reception of Friends?
Okay.
Did it immediately win over audiences and critics alike?
It's interesting to note that the show didn't immediately become the cultural phenomenon we know it as today.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Friends actually received some mixed reviews in its first season. Some critics saw it as a derivative of other popular sitcoms at the time, particularly Seinfeld,
Yeah.
while others felt the humor was a bit too safe and lacked a certain edge.
So how did it become so popular?
It's fascinating how perspectives can change over time. Now, Friends is considered one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. What factors contributed to that shift in perception?
I think a big part of it was that the show really found its footing as it progressed.
Yeah.
The writing sharpened, the characters became more layered, and the chemistry between the cast really solidified. It evolved from those standalone episodes into more serialized storylines, allowing for more complex character arcs and relationships to develop.
And that's where those iconic relationships like Ross and Rachel's on-again, off-again romance really took hold. Their dynamic became a defining element of the show, keeping audiences hooked for years.
That push and pull, the will they, won't they, kept us all guessing. But it wasn't just Ross and Rachel. Monica and Chandler's relationship was also a major turning point. Their transition from friends to lovers and eventual marriage added a whole new layer of depth and complexity to the show.
Absolutely. And Phoebe's search for love and family, culminating in her marriage to Mike and the adoption of triplets, added another dimension to the show's exploration of relationships. These weren't just comedic pairings. They felt like real, evolving relationships that people could relate to.
Exactly. And all these relationships played out against the backdrop of Central Perk, that iconic coffee house that became almost a character itself.
Yeah.
It was the heart and soul of the show, the place where they all gathered to celebrate triumphs, commiserate over heartbreaks, and just, oh, be friends. It's no wonder that real-life Central Perk started popping up around the world.
Speaking of global appeal, Friends wasn't just a hit in the US, it became a worldwide phenomenon. What do you think contributed to that global appeal? Was it just good timing, or were there other factors at play?
I think a few things played a role, first and foremost. The themes of friendship, love, and career aspirations are universal.
Yeah.
No matter where you're from, you can relate to the challenges and triumphs of building a life, finding love, and pursuing your dreams. Friends tapped into those universal experiences in a way that felt genuine and relatable.
That's a great point, and the show also did a fantastic job of using humor as a unifying force, whether it was witty banter, slapstick moments, or just plain goofy shenanigans. Friends offered plenty of laughs that transcended cultural boundaries.
You're right, and the relatively simple language and straightforward storylines likely made it more accessible to international audiences. Even for those whose first language wasn't English, it became a gateway to American culture for many people around the world, introducing them to colloquialisms, customs, and of course, that infamous Ross and Rachel relationship drama.
And let's not forget the impact of fashion. Friends influenced style trends globally, from Rachel's iconic haircut to Monica's casual chic and Phoebe's bohemian flair.
Oh, for sure.
It was aspirational yet attainable, a blend of styles that resonated with viewers worldwide. But I'm curious, were there any critical voices that questioned the show's impact or its portrayal of certain themes?
That's a really interesting question, and definitely something we should explore. As Friends grew in popularity, it also faced its share of criticism. We'll delve into those critiques and the show's lasting legacy in the final part of our deep dive. But first, a quick break. Welcome back to Pop Flashback.
Before the break, we were discussing the global impact of Friends and some of the criticisms it faced as it gained popularity. I think it's important to acknowledge that no show, no matter how beloved, is without its flaws.
Right, and as Friends became a cultural phenomenon, it also attracted scrutiny for its lack of diversity and its portrayal of certain social issues.
Some critics argued that its depiction of New York City felt too narrow, failing to represent the city's true multicultural fabric.
Right, the show's focus on a predominantly white middle-class group of friends didn't reflect the full spectrum of life in a diverse city like New York, and some storylines, particularly those surrounding gender roles and sexuality, haven't aged particularly well.
That's true. Looking back, some of the jokes and situations might feel insensitive or outdated by today's standards.
Yeah.
But I think it's also important to consider the context of the time.
Right.
Friends premiered in 1994.
Yeah.
And societal norms and attitudes towards certain issues were different then.
It's crucial to view any piece of art through the lens of its time, but even with those criticisms, Friends undeniably left a lasting impact on television and pop culture.
Absolutely.
Would you say it redefined the sitcom landscape in some ways?
Absolutely. Friends helped usher in a new era of sitcoms that centered around friend groups rather than traditional family structures or workplace dynamics. It resonated with a generation that was delaying marriage, prioritizing careers, and forming strong bonds with friends who became their chosen family.
Yeah.
And that theme of chosen family became a hallmark of many successful sitcoms that followed, like How I Met Your Mother, The Big Bang Theory, and New Girl.
It's fascinating to see how Friends paved the way for a whole new wave of shows that embraced those same themes and dynamics. And beyond the narrative structure, Friends also had a significant influence on fashion.
Oh, absolutely. Rachel's layered haircut, dubbed The Rachel, became a global sensation. But beyond that, Friends popularized a more casual, relatable style that resonated with viewers.
I see.
Think about Rachel's slip dresses, Monica's high-waisted jeans, or Phoebe's bohemian chic.
Yeah.
It was aspirational yet attainable, influencing fashion trends both on and off screen.
And, of course, we can't forget those iconic catchphrases.
Right.
We were on a break. How you doing? Could this be any more? These lines became part of our everyday lexicon, instantly recognizable, even to those who haven't seen every episode. It's a testament to the show's enduring influence on our language and how it permeated our culture.
But beyond the fashion, the catchphrases, and the iconic set designs, it's the emotional core of Friends that continues to resonate.
Yeah.
The friendships, the heartbreaks, the triumphs, and the sheer joy of six friends navigating life together. That's a timeless formula.
Totally.
It's a comforting watch, a reminder that no matter what life throws your way, you can always count on your friends to be there for you.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And I think that's the ultimate legacy of Friends. It's a show that continues to bring people together, sparking conversations, laughter, and a sense of shared connection. It reminds us of the importance of friendship, the power of laughter, and that even amidst life's chaos, there's always a place for a good cup of coffee and a chat with your friends.
Well said.
Thanks for listening. Remember to like and subscribe so you can get our next episode. Catch you next time.